share with you the highlights of that discussion. If board members have any follow-up questions at this time, we can entertain those. Jerry?
Thank you, Sandy. As you know, June 30th is the end of our fiscal year, so these reports for the month of June are not finalized. It will not be finalized until the end of our audit in November. But at this point, out of our budgeted revenue of $184,723,274, we are at 98.8% of receiving that. And our expenditures, we are at 95.1%. So that shows at this point we've outperformed the budget by approximately $6 million. Now, again, we have expenses that will be credited against that, so those aren't final numbers, but I'm pretty confident that we will look good with our budget to actual by the time the auditors are done with us. In addition, we reviewed the building funds from the 2002 and 2008 bond elections, and there hasn't been a lot of activity there. Most of the 2008 bond expenditures that have happened are a result of testing, soil testings, engineering studies, and hiring architects to do design work for our projects. We also reviewed the Nutrition Services Fund. The Nutrition Services Fund is an enterprise fund. As an enterprise fund, they are expected to raise enough revenue to cover all their expenditures, including their salaries and benefits of all their employees. And the Nutrition Services Fund, so far, it looks like they are going to have an operating deficit of $69,000. That isn't a big concern because they have a fund balance, even with that operating deficit of $1.5 million. And they have raised prices. As you know, you've authorized raising prices for next year. One thing that Shelley Allen wanted me to point out to you is while they ended the year in a deficit, there were 2 snow days in the last year. And on snow days, she has to pay her staff to stay home, and she doesn't have any revenue coming in from the sale of meals. She estimated the loss of revenue for those 2 snow days to be at $170,000. So without that, she would have ended up in the black. And the Nutrition Services Fund is approximately a $7 million fund a year. So, you know, to be that close is really a tribute to her management. And that's all I have. Is there any questions?
No, but there was a kudos that you gave during when we were looking at our general fund, and that had to do with Mark's budgeting.
Yes.
And I think that's really important to note because when you're trying to do projections and put together a budget, and that really had to do with salaries and benefits. And do you want to just briefly touch on that, Jerry? Because I think it's important.
Thank you, Sandy, for bringing that up. Yeah, we had a budget of salaries of $106,800,000 and of benefits of over $24 million. And so far, and we should be very close on this because we have made these payroll, he was within 0.6% of his projections of budget to actual. And really, I can't give Mark Pillmore enough credit for the work he does in budgeting. So I did point that out, and thank you for helping me make that public.
Awesome.
That's great.
Any other follow-up comments or questions?